Hello, hello, and welcome to the Daily Crossword Live. This is the show where we solve one of Arkadium's crossword puzzles together. So I'm just going to give people a couple more moments to file in. I see people joining on TikTok. We got Phil, we got Draper Residence. Welcome, everybody. We should be live on TikTok, Instagram. I see Arkadium is in the chat. We should be live on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So that's a lot of places at once. Lots of options to watch the show and play this crossword. How's everybody doing today? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Sexy Piano Man says hooray. I'm glad you're excited. I'm excited as well. It's also Good Friday. So if anyone observes Good Friday, then I hope you have a peaceful day. Bonastasio on Instagram. Good, we got our usuals. We got some newcomers. I love to see it. And I think we have a good crossword planned today. So the way this usually works is my name is Jack, and I'll guide us through this crossword. But it's always the most fun the more collaborative it is. So you should always be able to see the clues toward the middle of your screen in this blue section. And if you think you know an answer, pop it into chat, and I will try to collect everybody's answers and really make this a crowdsourced solve. If you're new to crosswords, then it's a great way to solve with some more experienced people. And if you're an old pro, it's a great way to show off your skills to everybody. Shada Halford, hello. Prime OPS, hello on YouTube. Prime is new. Well, welcome. Welcome. We do this every day. And if you follow us on YouTube, then you won't be new anymore. You can get notified of every show and join us again. All right, we got a bunch of, okay, and people are already filling in number one across. We got donkey, okay, yeah. People are saying the A word, whoa. Starting off with an expletive. I don't know, whoever told you that this was a wholesome show, they were lying to you. That is a racy start for the Daily Crossword Live. JR writes Big Sean featuring Nicki Minaj. Not sure what that is. Pamela Baker says, I subbed, I'm new. Welcome, Pamela. Do you solve a lot of crosswords? Oh, and by the way, I usually check what the title of the puzzle is because it's a hint to the theme. So let me just check this. This one's called Nothing at All, and it's by Fred Piskup. So hopefully Nothing at All will make sense to us soon enough as we solve this crossword. Mr. Jackbox2 joined on Instagram. Partial to anyone with Jack in their username. Okay, meanwhile, Liam has a guess. All of the dictionary. Annex? I'm not sure I understand that. I'm not sure I understand that answer. Could be right. Maybe I'm missing something. And we have a barbershop powder here. Pamela says, no, by the way, my real name is Micah. Okay, well, welcome, Micah. Are you using someone else's YouTube account? JR writes A to Z, all of the dictionary. Very nice. I think you're right about that. And it's funny because yesterday's puzzle was called From A to Z yesterday, and all of the theme answers began with an A and ended in a Z. We had entries like All That Jazz. What was the other one? Algebra Quiz, starting with an A and ending in a Z. So this is kind of a reference to yesterday's puzzle. User 77 writes that a barbershop powder is talc. Yeah, like short for talcum powder. That looks great. And by the way, if you're thinking, hey, this crossword looks fun, how do I solve it on my own? Go to Arkadium.com. That's where this crossword comes from. This is called the Daily Medium crossword. But they have like a dozen different puzzles every day and tons of other games that are not crosswords. So you will not be bored if you go to Arkadium.com or follow us wherever you're watching now so you don't miss updates. Okay, New Delhi garments. Yeah, people telling me saris. Very nice. New Delhi. They wear saris. It's like a South Asian, wrap dress. Pamela/Micah says, I'm sorry, I gotta be back tomorrow. Okay, well, yeah, please join us tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be back at 10 a.m. Eastern, so I would love to see you there. Triple Decker cookie is an Oreo, yeah. Nice. Oreo is crossword's favorite cookie because it's mostly vowels and just that little R. So Oreo shows up all the time. Had a nap. Had a nap, and what do we have here? Designer Chanel. And this long one is post office wall postings, starting with this Z. Yeah, people telling me slept. Had a nap is slept. That looks good. And Coco Chanel, yeah. Nice. Ooh, TikTok chat is already on fire. I love to see it. Anyone have an idea for post office wall postings? Zip kind of makes sense, actually. And what do we have here? Author Harriet Beecher, blank. Yeah, Mars says zip coding. I think zip code's something. I'm not exactly sure what the end of this is going to be, but yeah, Callum agrees post office wall postings are going to be zip code somethings. We'll figure the rest out from the crosses, I suppose. Ooh, JR guesses zip code maps. That's nice foresight. I hope that's right. That was a good guess. Harriet Beecher Stowe, yes. Yes, Harriet Beecher Stowe is the author. And what do we have here? A hooting hatchling. Hooting hatchling. I have an idea for that one. And then on the blank. And it's something that means fleeing. Yeah, people also guessing zip code area could be. Yeah, a lot of different zip code endings. We'll check the crosses pretty soon. Yeah, this looks like owlette, a hooting hatchling. So I guess an owl is the adult and an owlette is the baby. That's why it's a hatchling. And people were saying on the run for fleeing, which made sense. But now that we have this L, I think on the lam looks better. You're on the lam. You're an outlaw. Fleeing the feds. Nice. Chat is crushing it today. Top quality as eggs. Okay. And we're going to try to see if maps is correct by looking at these downs up here. Guitar ancestor. So presumably this is a stringed instrument from the past, I'm guessing? Sexy Piano Man says grade A. Yeah, grade A. Eggs. I think that's right. That looks good. What about 6 down? Oh, Bigsby Smalls guesses a liar for... Ooh, we got 2 different guesses for this guitar ancestor. There's liar and there's lute. I actually don't know which one's right. Is it liar or lute? Meanwhile, the mosque leader is an imam. Everyone saw that before I even did. Chet is astute. Borrower blank, lender B. This is, I believe, a Bible quote. Maybe appropriate for Good Friday. Borrower blank, lender B. Anyone know this? I'm stumped on this. I need chat for this one. Not a. Tabitha Richardson says not a. Borrower, not a lender B. Yeah, that seems plausible. Oh, it's Hamlet. User77 says it's Hamlet. My mistake, not a Bible quote. Ooh, Nora. Okay, yeah, we're definitely needing crosses. Is this Nora or not a? Maybe I'll just delete that letter for now and see what comes from the crosses. An unconfirmed report. Okay. And what do we have here? An excursion. Yeah, Top Product says it's a trip. An excursion is a trip. These are all looking pretty reasonable. People like rumor for an unconfirmed report. Getting a lot of British spellings of rumor with the U, with an O-U-R. I know we have a lot of Brits in chat, but as we've discussed before, these crosswords are very American-leaning, and rumor with a U just doesn't fit in the slots we have. I don't know what to tell you. Video game pioneer is Atari, yes. So it was Nora. Borrower, Nora, lender B. Okay, so that's Hamlet. And then it turns out that the guitar ancestor was a lute, not a lyre. I can't really picture the difference between a lute and a lyre, if I'm being honest. And a flash of light is a glint. Yeah, checking the crosses just to confirm that nothing looks askew. All right. So we have our first... Callum says, I'm British, and if there's anything about the NFL or MLB, I'm out. Yeah, those are very American institutions. Chuck says a lyre is a harp. So maybe lyre didn't even make sense for the clue. But I thought a lute was like something you blow into. Maybe because it sounds like flute, I had the wrong picture in my head. Boy in the family. Yeah, Ray Ray confirms a lyre is a small harp, okay? Nicole, very quick on sun. Nicole also followed, thank you. And what do we have here? Non-prescription, abbreviation. Non-prescription. And it's an abbreviation. Oh, a bunch of people are following. That's awesome to see. We do the Daily Crossword live every day, so following is the best way to keep abreast of what we're up to over here. And if you miss us when we're gone, then check out Arkadium.com. Solve some of the puzzles on your own time. It's super fun over there. OTC, over the counter. Yeah, that looks good. OTC is non-prescription. You can buy it over the counter. You don't need to go to the pharmacist. Jersey Madness confirms. Nice work. What do we have here? Sound booster for music. I saw people putting this already. I must have flashed this on the screen. I didn't even notice it. Yeah, amp looks good. Boosts your sound. We have a skin opening at 19 across. And what's this? A frame of mind. Okay. And finally, up to a task. Some people guessing mic for sound booster, which is plausible, but I think amp works a little bit better, right? It amplifies the music. Yeah, skin opening is a pour. Gotta be right. Gotta be right. Lil says, I like how you don't pretend to play for rage bait. Yeah, no rage bait here. We're having a good time. We're hanging out. And no pretending. I just love crossword puzzles. Up to a task looks like, yeah, people are saying able. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't super obvious to me. SpongeBob. New able. Nice work. Legendary wisdom. Okay, I have an idea for that. And Old Testament paradise. That's kind of a gimme as well. And what was this again? Frame of mind? Did I miss guesses for this? I don't remember seeing anyone guess. Jersey Madness says lore for legendary wisdom. Yeah, that was my instinct as well. And Eden, of course, is the Old Testament paradise. Another appropriate Good Friday entry, I suppose. Mood. Yeah, Callum guesses mood for frame of mind. Yeah, and that makes sense. Once we have the crosses in place, it seems so obvious, but it wasn't obvious to me in the beginning. Barinda on YouTube, welcome back. Haven't seen you in a minute. Says Eden as well. Good job. And what do we have here? Oh, boyfriend of Barbie is Ken. Yeah. Of course. All right. Top third-ish of the puzzle. Pretty smooth job, thanks to chat. Readers get-togethers. And what do we have here? 10% donation. Yeah, Mars and Auntie were quick to get book clubs. Very nice entry. Readers get-togethers. I'll bet crossword fans are more likely to be part of book clubs than other folks. Are you guys in book clubs? My wife goes to a book club about once a month at the local library, and it gets her reading challenging books. I think she really likes it. Some disagreements about this entry in chat. Some people say 10th, which it makes sense because of the 10%. But other people are saying tithe, which I think works better with the donation part. A tithe is the 10% donation that you give to a church, right? So I like tithe for this. If the crosses tell us otherwise, then we'll correct that down the road. Pop singer Barry. Pop singer Barry. And what's this? Just blank suspected. Okay. Should we check these crosses as well? Yeah, everyone's excited about Barry Manilow. Barry Manilow. Nice work, everybody. Are we fans? Are we not fans? You clearly know him. Oh, we got a lot of instruments in the grid today. Yeah, the big brass horn is looking like a tuba, and I just saw an instrument here as well, a wind quintet. And someone's telling me bump on a toad is a wart. The Bad Lieutenant. Also haven't seen you in a bit on YouTube. Welcome back. And Jay Astor, welcome back to you as well. Jay Astier tells me that just as I suspected is the quote. I like that clue. Makes you feel like you're realizing something. And then wind quintet instrument is an oboe. Wow, so we have an oboe, we have a tuba, and we had a lute in the grid earlier. But I don't think our theme is musical today. I think this is just a coincidence. 28 down is It's Possible, in quotes, starting with an M. And someone's telling me 45. Oh, I missed. Yeah, maybe, did I even look at this? Back to 0 button is reset. Yeah, that looks good. Reset looks good. I'm picturing like unfolding a paperclip and poking that little button that's hidden in the back of an electronic device. People saying maybe or might for this one. Jay Astier feels confident about maybe on YouTube, so let's plop that in and see what it does for us. Improves as cheese. Improves as cheese. Oh, someone is guessing 40 across. Did I even look at this? Biblical directive for communities. Love thy neighbor. Nice entry. And is it just me, or are there a lot of biblical references in today's crossword? I guess this wasn't actually a biblical reference. That was my mistake. But I wonder if that's on purpose. Improves as cheese. Yeah, ages, people are telling me. That looks really good. I guess not all cheese improves with age, but a lot of it does. I like a funky cheese. I don't know if that's a controversial opinion. People had very strong opinions about Girl Scout cookies a couple days ago. Swim team events are meets. Yeah, someone's shouting at me. Meets, and an African antelope is a new. Yeah, new with the silent G. This could only be one word, I think. Oh, Callum says the African antelope stumped me. Yeah, if you solve a lot of crosswords, you do see this animal from time to time. Pretty much any 3-letter word will show up. New is not as common as eel, but it's a good one to remember. And it's got that silent G, which is a little fun. Yeah, you learn something new every day. I agree. Something I love about crosswords. Share a border with is a butt. Yep. Perfect. Let's see. Derisive laugh. Okay. This is probably just an H, right? H-A-H, but not 100% on that. And by the way, should we check in on this theme? We have 2 long entries now. So are people noticing a pattern? Let me check the title of the puzzle again. It's called Nothing at All. The puzzle is called Nothing at All. And I think the 2 theme entries we have so far are zip code maps and Love Thy Neighbor. What do we think? Oh yeah, and people are telling me this could also be a W, maybe even a second A. Yeah, we really don't know. Derisive laugh. I mean, there are a lot of laugh syllables, right? So maybe we should check some crosses. Let's see, where should we go? Whoops. How about over here? Whoa, user 77 has a cool idea. User 77 says that zip and love both mean like 0. Remember, the title of the puzzle is Nothing at All. Yeah, Jay Astier on YouTube saying the same thing. So zip means like zilch, nada, nothing, right? And love, at least in tennis, love is the word for 0, 0 points. So I think we're getting theme entries that all begin with a word that means 0 in some other context. Very cool. Very cool. Barinda on YouTube says that a minor mistake is a slip. Yeah, that seems right. That seems right. Plundered? Oh, people like, oh, I'm getting other flop or flaw as well for 33 down. So maybe slip isn't right. Let's check some of the crosses. Notion? Yeah, plundered. People like stole for plundered. I like that as well. And it works with slip, so... And Mars tells me that a notion is an idea, so slip is looking better and better by the second. I think we keep slip instead of some of those other ideas that were being floated. Yeah, Callum says, yeah, slip must be right. I agree. A tenant's document. That's pretty easy now that we have the letters in place. And what's this one? A chore list heading. Lily. That's my sister's name. Welcome to the chat. Lily, tenants documented the lease. Yeah. Exactly. You sign your lease when you get a new apartment. And we have a to-do list, of course. Everyone's dreaded to-do list. Upscale German auto. Osama S says Porsche. Quick to that one. Yeah. Anyone drive a Porsche? Okay, so the derisive laugh was H-A-H in the end. It was not har, and it was not an A here. H-A-H was the derisive laugh. Sometimes with these laugh syllables, you just kind of have to get them through crosses. Yeah, Izzy May noticing that as well. Mason drives a Porsche. Good for you. Nice cars. iLogo network. Ooh, yeah, TV networks are always tough. I mean, having the C gives me an idea, but without that C, I kind of would be lost here. I can picture the iLogo, but is it like NBC? Is it CBS? Is it ABC? Yeah, people saying CBS. I think that's got to be right. We have a young socialite at 50 across. And what's this long one? Took things too far. So, over makes sense as a beginning to some phrase that means took things too far, but I feel like this could go a couple different ways. The bad lieutenant says I drive people crazy. Is that true? You don't drive me crazy. I quite like your company. People say overreach, which could be, however, I don't think it fits the tense of the clue. The clue is in the past tense, you took things too far, and overreach is in the present tense. So I think there's just too much disagreement. Tracy guesses overdid it. That actually looks pretty good. Overdid it. It's a good entry. It could be wrong. Let's check the crosses. Yeah, Baya notices the past tense as well. All right. Young socialite is a deb. I think this is short for like a debutante, right? So the D, at least in overdid it, looks very plausible to me. Let's check these letters down here. Race down slopes. Soapy residue. Yeah, I think Jay Astor saying I don't get deb. I think deb is short for debutante, which is like I think it's like a Southern tradition, a young woman, as a socialite coming out into polite society or whatnot. Race down slopes is to ski. Yes, indeed. I've never been skiing in my life. Not a super coordinated person. I feel like in my adult life, it's kind of too late to start. Soapy residue. Everyone likes suds for soapy residue. I like that as well. Good work. I never know when people put an exclamation in their answers, if they're excited, if they're frustrated that I didn't hear them the first time. It definitely makes chat look a broil. What do we have here? A musical closing. People telling me coda, which does not look good with... Nina says excited. Don't worry. Okay, good. Josiah agrees. Okay, everyone's excited. That's what I like to hear. Always excited. Yeah, but Suds doesn't... I thought Suds was right, but it does not work with musical closing. Yeah, Jay Astor says skiing is guaranteed broken bones. That's my feeling too. I worry that as soon as I go skiing, I'm going to break an arm. I've gotten this far in my life without breaking any bones, and I don't want to start now. Yeah, so people are confident about coda. which means that soapy residue is something else. I think I saw someone else write it in chat. Yeah, Mars is also confirming scum. The Bad Lieutenant says scum. Yeah, scum, I'm picturing like a ring around your bathtub as a soapy residue. Josiah agrees. I think everyone's happy with scum. We'll check the crosses. Self-storage rental. Okay. And what do we have here? Chess players, I win. As a chess player myself, I am very partial to this answer. Anyone a chess player in chat? Anyone want to challenge me to a game after this? Yeah, people like unit for self-storage rental. I guess you rent a storage unit. And mate, of course. Checkmate. And what do we have here? Was fed. Jilly16, hello, how are you? Welcome back. Nicole, you play chess. Lucy says I'm like 400 elo. Well, you gotta start somewhere. 400 is better than 200. Was fed is 8. And what do we have here? Oh, Hawaii coffee region is Kona. Yeah, I've heard of this. Would have been a little tough for me without crosses, but it does look familiar now that it's in the grid. Blog says, what's your rating? Well, it depends. My actual rating, if I play in person, is like 1600. When I play online, it's more like 2000. So there's a very big gap between in-person ratings and online ratings. So 1600 puts me at like not a beginner, but certainly not an amazing chess player. I do love it though. The Bad Lieutenant says they play chess very badly. Yeah, honestly, we all play chess badly. Unless you're Magnus Carlsen or a couple of guys near him, we all play chess badly. The point is loving the game. Jay Astor says, do you play Bughouse? Yeah, I have played Bughouse, not regularly. Bughouse is a chess variant with two boards, and when you take a piece on this board, your partner on this board can like take it and place it. I mean, the Bughouse is wild, and pieces are disappearing and reappearing. So I have played Bughouse, but I am certainly no expert. Knee bending exercise. Yeah, everyone says squat thrust. It's a cool entry, and it fits our theme beautifully. Because squat is another word meaning nothing, right? So we have zip for zip code maps, love in Love Thy Neighbor, and squat, like diddly squat. That's awesome. Really awesome theme. Izzy May says, do you play Connections? I do. I play Connections most days. This is a New York Times game. I find it very fun. I think it's a great game. Yeah, Poke or Poke says, I didn't catch the theme. Yeah, the theme is nothing at all. The title of the puzzle is nothing at all. And we got zip, love, and squat. And something I like about this is in these entries, none of these words are being used to mean nothing. Zip in zip code has nothing to do with its sense as nothing. Love thy neighbor is about like adoring, not about tennis, nothing. And squat is an exercise, not about diddly squat. So it's totally changing the meanings of all of these words. Very, very thoughtful puzzle. The Bad Lieutenant says, I'm a better Mahjong player than chess. I think I've only played Mahjong like a couple of times. It seems like an interesting game, but I am far from an expert. Mo says there's a British quiz show called Only Connect. Have you heard of it? I haven't heard of it. Is that similar to Connections, or is that something else? People telling me a campus courtyard is a quad. Yeah, that looks good. Repair as damage. What's Only Connect? Callum says Only Connect is amazing. A lot of gamers in chat, which makes sense because this is a game show, and Arkadium is a games company. Who has checked out Arkadium recently? Go to Arkadium.com. If you like all these games we're talking about, I think you will definitely find something you enjoy there. Mo says, yeah, they have a Connections game as part of their quiz. Okay, meanwhile, man, I'm enjoying talking to chat, and I'm falling behind on this crossword. So repair as damage is undo. Someone definitely said that. I think that makes sense. And quite often, a lot. Yeah. A lot. It happens a lot. It happens often. I like that. Roller on the road. I saw someone say toes. I'm not sure I quite understand that connection. And, yeah, tire. Everyone's now. Oh, Brittany guesses tram, which is a nice guess as well. I think tire fits slightly better, but I like where your head's at. And with no illumination is unlit. Man, chat is fast. Like very much. And what do we have here? Lavished affection on. Of course, the bad lieutenant is telling me that tire could be spelled this way, but not in this crossword puzzle. We got an I. Yep, like very much is to adore, and lavished affection on is doted. We got adoring, we got doting, we got loving thy neighbors. Very positive crossword today. Love to see it. Planted as a houseplant. Okay. And what do we have here? Sales meeting chart. Yep. Chat is in. There's something loud happening outside my window. Hope that's not messing with the audio too much. Potted, yeah. Planted as a houseplant is potted. That looks good. People saying growth for a sales meeting chart, which I guess, yeah, you want to show off growth at your company meeting, but unfortunately it doesn't fit. So I don't think it can be growth. Yeah, I like graph better. You show a graph, hopefully it goes up and to the right. That's what you want at your sales meeting. And I didn't even see this, but we filled it in with crosses. Place for a mud bath is indeed a spa. Looking good. Wow, and only one section left in the puzzle. Drama with divas. I already saw some people saying opera. And what do we have here? Significant times. Was the boss. Was the boss. Okay. And star-like flower. Huh. Okay, starting to get some answers trickling into chat. Significant times are eras. Yep. That looks good. And was the boss for ruled? Yeah. If you're in charge, you're the ruler, you're the boss. Looks good. And a star-like flower is an aster. I didn't know they were star-like. Are they star-shaped? Is that the idea? I've definitely heard of asters, but I can't necessarily picture one in my head. But it's looking very promising with the crosses. Yeah, I'm already seeing people write Palo Alto as the Silicon Valley city. Can we see 68 across? Yeah, just looking at it right now. And what do we had here? Had observed. Okay. And low in humidity. And all of that is going to reveal a Broadway award. Last entry in the puzzle. Yeah, people saying had observed is seen. I like that. And yeah, everyone agrees. Eve, I see just plopping a Y into the chat. Low in humidity is dry, and a Broadway award is a Tony, like the Tony Awards for best musical and all of that stuff. So I think a Y, and we're gonna get confetti. Got a drum roll for me? Here we go. Nice work. We got the confetti. Misha says, can you do a speed run? Maybe one day. I have recorded speed solving of mini crosswords for Arkadium. If you look at their TikTok channel, you might see some of me speed solving mini crosswords. I do speed solve sometimes on my own time. But with these, it's more fun to hang out, savor the puzzle a little bit. Barinda says, tell us your name. My name's Jack. My name's Jack Murtaugh. I make crossword puzzles as part of my profession. I don't make these puzzles, though. I just solved these with you fine folks. Josiah says, next, please. The next crossword will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. I will be back with a new puzzle. Misha says, fair enough, but have you done this one before? No, I always come in blind to these puzzles, so I'm solving on the fly with you all. Mo says this was fun. Robert K says, do you make crosswords for newspapers? I have had crosswords in a lot of newspapers. I've had crosswords in the New York Times and the LA Times and pretty much the Wall Street Journal. These days, I mostly make crosswords for a newsletter. So do check out Arkadium.com. If you want more crosswords, they have like 12 new ones every single day. So of all difficulties, check out Arkadium. Follow us wherever you're watching. And if you had fun today, then tell your friends. Bring your friends and family, any word lovers in your life. If you think they'd enjoy this, then bring them along. We'd love to have them. I'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. With a new puzzle, and hopefully I will see all of you there. Sexy Piano Man says, do you do this every day? Yes, there's another host, so I don't always do it, but there are two of us, and Arkadium puts on the Daily Crossword Live every day. So if you follow us on TikTok where you're watching right now, then you won't miss a show. User 77 says, great time. I'm glad you feel that way. I had a great time too. All right, I'm signing off.